intro.
Did you forget to press the button, Andy?
No, that's
Again,
2 weeks on the trot.
That's 2 weeks.
Right, that's 2 weeks on the trot. That
You don't need an intro.
don't need an intro. Who needs an intro? And when we've got Anne-Marie back. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody in the comments.
Good evening.
Hello. There's no Stan tonight. Riz, do you want to tell everyone why there's no Stan tonight?
Well, he says he's not well. That's the official version. But behind the scenes, he's gone to Turkey.
Yeah.
And he's having, everything.
Oh, hang on, he's here. Hang on, he's here. He's here.
My God, that's a rough lot if ever I've seen one. The state of him. This place is going right down murky.
You can't talk to me like that. My father fell at Normandy.
I don't care if you went ass over tit in Scunthorpe, you're a dickhead.
Welcome to
Well,
I just thought,
exactly. That is our live satellite link. That.
Yeah, that was a live satellite link. Yeah, so Stan's not well tonight, so
Stan's not been well for a long time.
yeah, so we'll plod on without him, without his great knowledge. I just think it is bin dust because City Women are on. Personally,
I'm watching out the corner of my eye here.
I wondered why you had blue eyes, one blowing that way, one blowing the other.
I have to say, having watched them last week at the dump, they were very, very good. I was very impressed with the way they played.
Oh, hang on. Speaking of that, do you want to tell everybody what time you get out of the police station after getting arrested, Anne-Marie?
I didn't get arrested.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I almost got kicked out.
I'll read you the message. What she sent into
I almost got kicked out at half time.
No, I'll read the exact message what Anne-Marie said.
So proud of you.
Sorry, folks. I was hoping to get on for the latter end of the show, but I ended up getting arrested for smoking in the toilets. When I got approached off a police officer, I ended up headbutting him, and I didn't get out till Monday.
No, I did actually. What actually happened was I did get caught smoking at half time. I had 5 men, big men, surrounding me, wanting to eject.
Oh, you made a video? You made a film? Oh, no.
Well,
Sorry.
I was just in the middle of doing a half-time update for you lot.
I bet that's not on Netflix, is it?
Yeah, hashtag specialist.
And I managed to get through all 5 of them to get back to my seat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I tell you what, that's better my story.
You couldn't make that up. You know when he said you were smoking, I think you was more steaming.
Be careful with the smoking bit, please. It's not. So anyway, I think we better get on to football, haven't we? Yeah, good evening. Oh, Pat. Good to see you, pal. Yeah, I'll try. I'd love to catch up with you next weekend, buddy. Be good. Yeah, good evening, everybody. So, what are we on here for now? Football. So, yesterday, I'll kick off by saying I was bloody. It felt like a defeat for me yesterday. I thought every one of the players did very well, apart from Alvarez. I thought Alvarez had a bit of a... But that's not a criticism of Alvarez because he's been fantastic this season. It was a goal, what got ruled off, because Alisson just let it go right over his head. Riz.
Yes.
Off with you.
Yeah. I feel like yourself there. I feel like it was a defeat. We put them to the sword early on. We didn't convert our chances. We've lost our cutting edge, I think. The amount of chances that we had, we could have been 3-4-0 up at half time. The Alvarez goal, it looked a goal from the other end of the field, what I saw. And then when I watched the video when I got back in, after the game, and it was definitely a goal. He mistimed his jump. The ball had gone past him when Aki touched him. So I don't know listen, even Carragher said it should have been a goal. And if he said it should have been a goal, well, that says it all for me. So yeah, how the referee and VAR came to that conclusion again is purely down to corruption, and I'm amazed that the referee who was this so-called City fan to have not given it, to be honest. So yeah, I was
not, mate.
I was a bit annoyed yesterday.
Kavanagh's not a City fan, mate.
Oh no, he is. He says it's all over Twitter. He's definitely a City fan.
So what? I still can't figure out all the praise that Terence Trent D'Arby was. Terence Trent D'Arby was getting that. You know, okay, he equalised. You could sort of feel it, Anne-Marie, that they was going to equalise because of the chances what we missed, and we could have gone 2-0 up just before there. But Terence Trent D'Arby, man of the match. I'm like,
he got torn a new one by Doku. But I don't think. How many times did he actually stop Doku? I don't think he did.
I think it was a couple.
I'm still struggling. By the way, I thought Bernardo, boiling piss again. He hates Liverpool, doesn't he? He really, really does. I thought we played okay yesterday. As I say, Paddy, I felt it. I did. I felt it was like a defeat, even though we drew.
Well, to be honest, I was a bit disheartened yesterday. Like that ball went through Alisson's hands. He put his two hands up, and the ball went through it, and then Diaz put it in the net. And the mere fact that it even went to VAR, it
shouldn't have even gone, really.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and as Riz says, Carragher sitting in the studio saying it should have been a goal. Liverpool were very, very lucky. Tells you all you need to know. Like, it's just like people give out about VAR. It's not VAR. It's the people who are using it. It's not, it's VAR,
I think when we say VAR, I think everyone now accept. When I say VAR, I mean the setup, the system, not necessarily the idea of it. I'm including him when I say VAR again. It's the whole thing. It's the people using it. The system works. It's just been used incorrectly, as far as I'm concerned.
But like even the man of the match, right? I know Terence Trent D'Arby got man of the match.
Person of the match, player of the match. We can't say that anymore.
He shouldn't have got it anyway. But like if you look at the stats, he was dribbled past 7 or 8 times in that match. Was the most in any Premier League game this season. How do you get man of the match?
For me, Bernardo or Aki were man of the match. I thought Aki had a superb game. And Bernardo, you could give him man of the match every week, I think, to be honest. But where they got Terence Trent D'Arby from as man of the match, they must have just done it as a wind-up to get everybody talking on social media. Because Henry Winter, what was his pathetic tremendous or something, or he put something like that was his thing, and he just thinking, you know what, you're just doing it to get clicks and likes. You're embarrassing yourself. There were 22 players on that pitch, and Terence Trent D'Arby was probably in maybe in the top 10. That was about it.
I'd go with that. I had a little tweet to H as well, H to his friends, Henry Winter.
Yeah.
I don't often disagree with Henry, but I don't know where he got. I honestly don't know where he got that one from. I really don't. But again,
well, it's easy to see where they got it from. Liverpool, the media darlings. That's exactly why they got it. We could have won 10-0 yesterday, and they probably would have struggled to give it to a City player.
Yeah.
Quick update on the women's game. Bunny Shaw's just made it 1-0.
Get in, Bunny.
Why are you saying that, Rich? You and Paddy you hate women's football. You think they should be in the kitchen. You've always told me.
See, that's your take on it. You know my take. My take is women's football. don't treat it the same as men's. It's very entertaining. It's a different if it's a different sport. So yeah, that's my stand on it. But
Different
I wouldn't
sport.
say
as you know,
it's not a different sport, Riz, but what I will say is it's a completely different atmosphere. So going last week to the Swan was very different to going to watch the men's game.
Yeah.
It was.
yeah,
It
but
was.
you nearly got arrested, so it's the same
Yeah,
for
but
you
that's-
every week. You get
that's
arrested at the men's.
But I took somebody with me who'd never been to a game before.
Paddy.
And apart from her asking me a lot of questions throughout the game, she really enjoyed it. And because it wasn't a
I bet she
threatening
did when you went through 5 policemen. You want to be going again next week, won't you, for God's sake? I might come with you next week.
But
Oh, Andy's gone. Oh,
Yeah.
I hope you understand not every match is like that. You don't do that.
no, but she, the fact that,
She said she'd have put some makeup on it. She know that was going to
and
happen.
it was such a good game of football. It was a good
Yeah.
game of football.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I've got. It's just Andy being mischievous. I think the women's game's great, but when they try and compare things like that to American woman, they try and Rapinoe or whatever she's called. She's retired now. Whenever she chats about, we should have the same wages, that's what gets my back up because we're not there yet. Let's let's enjoy what we've got.
But you don't hear any of our players saying that, Riz.
No, you don't.
You don't.
You don't, but that's the problem. People like her.
I know, but you have to ignore her because she's on a mission, and it's not necessarily just about the football for her.
Yeah.
So I think you ignore her and you look at what we're producing week in, week out, and you have to be impressed with what we're doing. As much as we maybe think at times Gareth Taylor doesn't, we're not all drawn to him, but I have to say he managed the game very well on Sunday, and so far today we're doing okay.
Right. So
I'm a big Gareth Taylor fan.
Big Gaz. So yesterday, and we spoke about Aki a couple of minutes ago, what he had outstanding, and Salah normally rips us a new one. Aki was absolutely on his game yesterday. And to be fair, it's not often he's not on his game. I just thought because we nullified him yesterday, it broke a lot of Liverpool play up. All they was trying to do. Listen, I'll tell you now, Liverpool are not a brilliant football inside. They're a great counter-attacking side. What was trying to spin our defence all the time. That's what he was looking for. And most of their chances came from our slack passing. That said, I'm not taking that away. Collectively, I thought we played well yesterday.
Well, with 61% of the possession, that's all you're ever going to get off Liverpool is counter-attacking football. But see, as regards Aki, he didn't play. Playing yesterday was by no accident, because anytime we come up against like Salah or that other clown at Arsenal, Saka, he always plays Aki against them because there's very few of them goes past him.
Yeah, outstanding yesterday, and as you say, he's always a minimum 7 out of 10, minimum, more like an 8 out of 10 every week for me. Aki, he's class. He's a class player. But Andy's rightly said that. How can we watch the
What happened with Pep and Nunes at the end? There was words exchanged.
Yeah, Nunes.
I think he called him Spotty Muldoon or something like that. Pep called him.
No, Nunes started whatever went on after the game. Nunes started it. When you watch it back,
you sure it wasn't wrong?
There's no explanation about it,
So it's all or nothing, isn't it? It doesn't matter. So yeah, we did have talking points yesterday in respect to the goal and stuff like that. Haaland, the quickest in Premier League history to reach 50 goals. He's done it in 48 matches. It made me laugh. A caption what I seen. One of them was other, which is his one of the places he scored a Premier League goal with.
His testicles.
His testicles. Looks like me and you testicles, doesn't it, Liz?
Yeah. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, there you go. Is that better?
Or a pair of tits, whichever you prefer.
You'll find that's at the bottom of us. So yeah, did you think, Paddy, overall? And I'm not taking the piss here, Paddy, when I say this. How did it come across on the TV?
So it's absolutely ridiculous. If it's on a dodgy stream, I'll turn Sky Sports off and watch the dodgy stream. You're listening to Neville, right? Who for some reason this season can't hide the bias that he has. Like when your man scored 10 star went, he's not just the right back, he is the right back. Like he's the best right back in the world. He fucking can't get in the England team. He plays in the midfield. And then he goes at the end and gives a man the match at the end of the game. Like it's absolute. Like if you come down off the moon and you were sat in front of Sky Sports and Man City were playing, no matter who they're playing, you would think the commentators were the supporters of the other team. Like when he scored, your man nearly had a spontaneous orgasm on the TV.
Ooh!
Like
Only same time as Anne Marie in the toilets.
Yeah, she had 5 of them.
2-0 now. 2-0 to City. 2-0 to City women now.
Come on, that's that in the bag, isn't it?
But Bunny with another one.
But like if you go on the streams, right, and you listen to the American or wherever it's coming from, like it's so
totally different.
It's so balanced and there's compliments towards Man City. You won't get that off Neville or that other spitty fella, that character.
He shouldn't be allowed to commentate on our games.
He shouldn't be allowed to commentate on anyone's game.
Well, no, there is that as well.
Right, so
you start spitting on kids. You should be basically not even on the television. Come on, let's have it right.
He should be deported back to Liverpool.
Yes.
So
I'm saying nothing about the Liverpool. Their fans are beautiful people, and I love every one of them.
I'll tell you, it's on my tits a little bit now. Well, more than a little bit now. Micah Richards. He is fit. He has really started to get on my breasticles.
He's become he's just now sucking up to the bosses now, isn't he? He started off all right, and now he's just every season he's gone downhill, and now he's just the kind of
if you listen
laughing clown on there.
When he went on Sky Sports at the start of his career, it was we this and we that and we this and we that.
Yeah.
Second season, Manchester City. What happened to fucking we? Where do we go?
All the others say it. All the others say we. There's nothing to be ashamed of where you come from, but when he first came on the scene, he was a breath of fresh air, but now he's gone stale.
Yeah. So Iptris has put, we shouldn't be like all these other fan bases that whinge and moan about these decisions. It costed us, but look at ourselves and what we can do better. Yeah, I get that. And you know, there was some chances we should have put away yesterday, mate. But unfortunately, the talking points will always be VAR. Like we saw another ridiculous one today where Everton had a penalty against them. I don't care what you say, Anne-Marie. That was not a penalty.
It was a penalty.
It wasn't.
It was a Stonewall penalty, Paddy, wasn't it?
It was a penalty.
Bloody!
I can't speak because I was asleep.
Engine bracket at the bottom there. No, well, in my opinion, it wasn't a penalty. Listen, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one, unless you've got a colostomy bag.
But see, even that comment there, Andy, right? Don't be whinging and moaning or whatever. Like, look at the decisions that Liverpool have got since Klopp demanded a replay, i.e., yesterday, for example, the latest one. They're doing it to gain favour or scare referees or scare officials of making decisions against them. Like, there's method in their madness. You know, people think, oh, it's funny. There's method in their madness. He knows exactly what he's doing. Like, that goal yesterday is a goal in $100 matches.
Yep.
Never mind the review.
Do you know something, Anne-Marie? Iptris has absolutely got the balls to say that. And it's something I was going to mention tonight. Doku was very, very good, but his decision, I know it'll come in time and stuff like that. He had a great game, probably his best game for us in a City shirt, but his decision making is very, very poor.
Well, it is and it isn't. For me, you look at the way we play, and what I noticed yesterday was that a lot of the time he'd made the run, he'd got the ball, was crossing it, and everybody was at the back post. Nobody was coming to the near post, and it's for me, it's like basic things of getting in front of your man. And we weren't doing that yesterday. We could have had a hatful of goals if we'd have taken our chances, and we didn't. So it's, it's a little bit like we've, and it's only one game, but you look, we scored 4 against Chelsea, and Chelsea scored 4 against us. But look at the way they played against Newcastle yesterday. It swings and roundabouts, but we've got to start taking our chances. It is that simple.
We're set up different now, aren't we? Now we've got Doku on that side. We're different, and we've got to readjust again, and that's going to come with time. I'm being honest. There's one game this season we've played well. In the rest of them, I think we're just getting through results. We're scraping some results. We don't get going till after Christmas, as we always say. But so far, we're where we are in the league, and I don't think we've played that well yet, to be honest, in the Premier League. We've certainly, Doku definitely is a breath of fresh air, but his decision making sometimes is poor. But it's like yesterday. I mean, the number of times in the first half was so much room behind Terence Trent D'Arby. They could have just knocked the ball into the back, into the space, and let Doku run into it. Well, they were trying to play around it and all the rest of it. They've got to get used to the pace that man's got, and once that clicks, it's going to be an amazing sort of partnership down that left-hand side. Many goals are going to come from it. And as I say, we're not moaning about it. This is what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the things that happened in the game, and we're not one of those fan bases that whinge about results. But at the end of the day, a big talking point was that the goal that should have been. And we talked about it, and that's what we're here to do.
Because 2-0 is a different game, isn't it, Anne-Marie?
Of course it is.
If you go 2-0 up, great finish that for a hat-trick, Bunny Shaw.
It was a great finish, yeah.
Second hat-trick in 2 games against Spurs as well.
But we didn't. I mean, yesterday, we weren't threatened by Liverpool at all until the last, 15, 20 minutes of the game.
Which was some of our own errors.
Yeah, but again, it puzzles me. They made all their substitutions. We made none at all.
I'll tell you what I thought it was crying out for. And that was Alvarez off and John Stones on in that midfield to just give us a bit more vibe, because that nullified the Terence Trent D'Arby anyway. But overall, we should be putting our chances away. But apparently, KDB's told people in Saudi that he's going to be back early New Year, which we sort of suspected anyway. Yeah. So, and by the way, and it looks as if he's lost a lot of bloody weight, doesn't it?
He was, yeah. He didn't look well in that picture today. I seen. He did not look well at all.
He looks as anorexic as me. What? No, so listen.
What's his actual injury? What injury has he got?
He's had an operation on his
hamstring, wasn't it?
On his hamstring. They've not just left him to heal. He's actually had an operation on it, which is very, very unusual for a professional footballer to have. So that is normally a hamstring, you're looking 6 weeks, aren't you? But with KDB, it's longer because of the operation, which is good because he's had time now to be out of football, get proper rehab. Exactly what you said, Riz. I don't think we've played brilliant this season so far. However, we're still way up there because we've got players like Grealish has been in and out with with injuries and illness as it was yesterday. Gvardiol's not been regular, which I think he's been had over a little bit, Gvardiol, because he's quite clearly not a left back. He's a left-sided centre back, mate. He's not a left back.
No, and that became very evident against Chelsea.
Yeah, and that's not Gvardiol's fault in any way, shape, or form. But we've got all these little ingredients to make that cake yet, because I don't think, if I'm being hypercritical, I don't think Diaz has had a wonderful season so far.
No, he hasn't.
He did okay yesterday. Don't get me wrong, yesterday, but I mean, overall, I don't think he's been his normal self, and I think he's been affected when John Stones is not in the team, because them two play better when John Stones is in the team. When Diaz is on the left of centre back and John Stones is on the right side of centre back stroke,
Is all these international breaks finished now? Are we done with all that nonsense?
We don't have there's no more till March.
Yeah, no more till March.
That to me, that really seems to affect us. These international breaks, they're not good for us. Even if we don't get injuries, they seem to come back exhausted. When they come back tired and not the same. Perhaps it's working with inferior players for a week or so. I don't know. Or did they just come back not the same? I don't know. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine the City lads going away with the England squad and having Gareth Southgate coaching them and telling what to do? They must get their heads together and think, "Oh God, have you seen what he's having us doing here?"
It's like
That'd be easy, can it?
It's like taking your Ferrari in for a service and coming out with a Fiat 500, isn't it?
Yeah, well, give you a courtesy car of a Fiat 500. No disrespect to Fiat 500s, obviously. But that's what it's like, isn't it?
Pardo Oaks has said, Anne-Marie talking rubbish about the penalty that was. Sorry, Rez, go on.
No, it's just, it's literally, I forgot what I was saying.
Can I just make one?
I was reading the comments underneath. And I lost my track.
Just one other point on yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And you might all disagree with me. I thought the atmosphere was shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely.
I think there's a few reasons for that. I've got a few reasons for that. Maybe slightly controversial. You might think it's stupid, but the first one is obviously it's a 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think early kickoffs aren't good for anybody. Secondly, the reason for it I don't know, but there was absolutely full half an hour scarce yesterday. I don't know where there was loads near me. They were all over.
Well. Yeah.
They were all over, and then I think with the singing side of things. I, for one, yesterday was fully aware of being careful about what I sang about and what I responded and what I said, because Liverpool being like they are. I mean, they made an announcement in the second half about,
bizarre, and I hadn't heard anything.
I heard nothing. I heard nothing because we were really, everyone, you could see songs were starting to get going and they died out because you could see people go, "Oh no, I won't be able to sing that. Oh no, I can't sing that. Oh no, that they won't like that." And it sounds stupid, but that's how I felt. So I don't know whether other people around the ground felt the same. But I mean, Liverpool fans, that was the worst away performance, if you like, of away fans that all for the season so far. And they were so quiet, and they only sung when they scored, and that was it.
Yeah, and from what I saw on Twitter, were they launching a few things? I've seen a few nails and that flying about.
Well, they were saying we were throwing nails at them, but where that guy had that picture took, that's not far from where I am, and I saw nothing. I saw nothing.
Listen, don't stick with me that. So it must have been no nails glue.
Oh dear. Tumbleweed, get the tumbleweed on. We've not seen that for a bit.
But do you know something?
No, but who throws nails at a football match? Because for one thing, you go through a scanner. The scanner will pick nails up easily. That's one thing the scanners will pick.
I just think, and listen, I'll say it because I'm not afraid of saying it because it's our channel. We'll say what we want. This always the victim. It's never your fault. Is not based on Hillsborough. It is not. my definition of always the victim is they always whinge about stuff, whether it's anything really, whether it's VAR.
We didn't win because the grass was too long. We didn't win because the wind was too windy. It was too wet, the rain. Whenever they get beat by someone else's, mistakes, not their own. And I don't see anything. I've never sung a song about Hillsborough. If I've sung anything about murderers or anything, it's always been about Heysel. If they want to twist it to get sympathy to say it's Hillsborough, I've always said this. Hillsborough was a terrible thing, and that could have been any of us. Any one of us fans, that could have happened to. Everyone was complicit in it, so there are some Liverpool fans who were to blame, obviously, but nobody sees that. The police were to blame. There was loads of people at fault, but let's have it right. They've played on it ever since, and when everybody sings anything that they don't like, they just go, "Oh, you're talking about Hillsborough." No, we're not singing about Hillsborough, mate. We're not doing that. We're singing about, the fact that you did things or you cry about stuff or you moan, and that's pretty much my take on it.
That's the thing that's how Liverpool are getting the decisions that they're getting, that they have everybody walking on eggshells. You can't say a thing about them.
No. See, I can't do a thing. You can't say a thing, you do a thing.
Right, I take it this is a Liverpool fan. The way Doku slows down and speeds up is disgusting, but Matip and Trent still pocketed him.
Yeah.
Who's that? Amarillo. Listen, mate, you need to listen to Tony Christie and get back to Amarillo, my friend, because that's a nonsense. That's total nonsense, mate. And you've never been anywhere near the game yesterday. You've not even watched it. So yeah, get off our channel.
But people believe that.
I know. Well, he does, doesn't he?
And that just shows you the influence clickbait media have. Where you get people who should be going to Specsavers coming up with comments like that. And professional journalists who get paid to actually report on stuff like that.
Yeah, but they're not reporting. There's too much of their own opinions on it. A reporter should basically report on what he sees, not on what he thinks, not what his opinions are of a certain player. He should turn into a complete neutral when he's reporting on the game and report, as the great Roy Walker once said, say what you see. Oh, you say it, Paddy, because it'd probably be better coming from you.
Go on, Paddy.
No, I'm not saying that.
Beyond belief, it was cold early, and Liverpool came to stifle us. Absolutely, and I said Friday night, I hate early kickoffs. For some reason, we don't normally get the results what we want. That said, and I'll still stand by it. I don't think we played bad. Wasteful with chances, I'll go with that one. But I don't think collectively we played bad, and it's probably the quietest, like I said earlier, that I've seen Salad play against us.
Yeah, that was because of Aki, wasn't it? Now Aki had him in his pocket.
Ross, ours is way better than yours, and that's a fact.
What's he on about? Kebabs? Your kebabs are better than ours. What's better than?
It's dead simple. Come back to us, Amarillo, when you've won a treble.
He can't because
exactly.
He can't because I've just banned him.
Good.
So he won't have heard that.
Oh no, leave him on. Leave him on. Let's play with him. No, not Anne-Marie's. Not Anne-Marie's way.
She's had 5 at the start of the show. Now he wants to play with the guests.
See, we've got them all on now. So let's just not give them the time of day. Mine said, someone said earlier they spoke to somebody who had sold their 60 quid ticket and was sold to someone online for 300 quid and they had no interest in the game. Club have to decide what they want. And that's just reminded me of something. Yesterday.
It reminded me as well.
No, yesterday we queue up in X, to get into the ground now. And we've got Nick queued up for about 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Not a problem. But we got to near the turnstile. Next minute, the barrier moved with 2 stewards and let these 3, what I assume, and I've got to be no, I'm not going to be careful what I say. I'm just going to say it as it is. Overseas fans that couldn't speak a word of English, pushed to the front. I went, whoa. I said, next week, can I just walk to it? Oh, no, they've been in, but the ticket wasn't working. I went, is that right, mate? Where do you normally sit? And they go, looking at me like that. And there was this other guy, this Asian guy, and he goes like, what on the other side of the fence? So it looks like he was just making sure they got in with these tickets. He went, what's your problem? I went, tell you what my problem is. I said, I've just been queuing up here 15, 20 minutes, and these have just come through here. I said, and I tell you what, I won't say what else I said to him, but it was all above board. And I said to the steward, I said, I guarantee you, he is a tout, and he has just sold them tickets without a shadow of a doubt. And I think that reflected the atmosphere a little bit yesterday, because you're absolutely right. I've never seen so many half and half scarves. What they should. I won't go as far to say people who sell half and half scarves need to be beheaded. But what we'll say is they need to...
Well, there'd be no point in selling scarves then, would there, if they were beheaded? Nothing to hang them on.
I said I won't go as far as to say that. But I don't get the half and half scarf rubbish. It really.
I think there's a few on here that need to get kicked. Mikey T.
Just it's fine. Just carry on with the show. I'll deal with it.
Why would you want to go on if you're a fan of another club? Why would you want to come on to a Man City?
No.
Obviously, Man City channel. You see, this. I'd never dream of going on to another football unless I was invited on as a guest. I'd never go on. I wouldn't do it.
But the other thing about yesterday in the tickets was, why would it be rattled, Mikey T? We're still ahead of you in the league.
And we don't live in dustbins.
But yesterday...
You can't say that.
We have to look at where City are selling tickets to, because very, very, it is exceptionally rare that I see any trouble near where I sit in Colin Bell level 3. Never. Yeah. Liverpool scored yesterday and it all kicked off.
I heard about this in level 3, yeah.
It all kicked off and there was... it's ridiculous. I was there with my nephew. Now he's 14 years old, so he knows enough. But even at 14, I won't swear in front of him, which at the game sometimes is hard.
Yeah.
But when he's seeing that kind of stuff going on, and he enjoys playing football, he likes watching it, but it's just wrong.
Yeah. It's not safe either, is it?
No, and how are these people getting tickets into the home stands? City have got to start looking at themselves to see who they're actually selling tickets to. So
there's two ways. Listen, there's two ways of looking at this. It's either on the black market where people at the touts outside selling them. It's either that, which is a lot harder to control. But listen, how many times now do we get as season ticket holders, if you can't attend such and such a game, we can sell them back to City. Now are City selling these to these third-party companies who don't give a toss where the tickets are going?
No, they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be, but they're supposed to be selling them to other members.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So I think an investigation needs doing, because it's not isolated incidents now. Listen, with the greatest respect to the likes of Bournemouth, Brighton, Sheffield United, you can sort of get away with it. But when it comes to a Liverpool, a Chelsea, an Arsenal, a United, that's a bigger issue, and it's a bigger concern for crowd safety.
Yeah. There was a few near me that, to be honest, we spotted early doors that they were obviously Liverpool fans. Half and half scarves. But they weren't. How can I put this? They weren't.
Liverpool fan.
I bet in your area, Anne-Marie, I'll tell you now what kicked it off. When they scored, they'll have jumped up.
Yeah.
So that
it's as simple as that. You know it.
Yeah, I've been in the away end of many clubs, because I could only get a ticket that way back in the day, and you sit on your hands. You wanted to go to the match. You don't want to get kicked out. You don't want to cause trouble, so you keep your mouth shut and sit on your hands and politely clap and you mix in. But when you jump up and you're gobbing it, then you deserve to get filled in. To be honest, not condoning violence, but you deserve to get filled in if you're going to do that because you're looking for trouble. You're
inciting trouble.
Yeah.
Because listen,
the do-gooders will turn around and say, "Oh, well, you should be able to go to the match and sit in with people." And then, no, absolute nonsense. It's tribal. You go to a football game, everybody changes at the football match. Everybody.
I go a lot. I agree with Martin there.
I agree with Martin, but that in itself, when I've been a season ticket holder for as long as I have, seriously pisses me off.
And by the way, it means PM as well.
I can seriously say this, right? And I've had this from a good authority. All I can say is if you've got a season ticket, do not give it up because you ain't going to get it back. City as a club do not want season ticket holders at the club because we don't generate enough money for them. They can let a tourist have a ticket, what's cost us £35-40 for the game. They can make 400-500 quid off that tourist in one game. Once you give your ticket up, I'll tell you now, it will not be going on any waiting list or anything like that. They ain't going to renew it. It will be sold on a match-to-match basis.
Liz, it frustrates me that I've had my season ticket for so long, and I'm not going to give it up. But I'm at the bottom of the list for everything, whether it's an away game or cup tickets or whatever. I'm at the bottom of the list, and yet people that go to hospitality and maybe turn up to 2 games a season will get a ticket to every single game they want with no questions asked.
Yeah, once this hotel's built, it's going to get worse.
Riz, I'm going to go one further here. I think I'm giving my season ticket up after this. My 2 season tickets after this season.
You do.
That's the way the club's getting me at the moment. Obviously, my love for City will never ever die and stuff like that. But I think I've done with my season tickets, mate. Martin will tell you. I spoke to Martin about it a few times. I'm at the point now. I'm not. When you're not feeling it. I don't mean not watching City, but it's everything about it now. I'm at the point where they don't care, and it's going to get worse for us in the North Stand as well because we're going to be messed about. They'll try and put us here, there, and everywhere. Yeah. Now, if I can't get when they move us, and we should know towards the end of the season, if I can't get in the same seating
area
as where I've been with people for years, like Adam's mate and stuff like that, and Mike and his lads. If I can't get in the same as them, it's gone for me because
you build up little relationships with people around you, and these people I don't even know who the names are. Yeah, on match day we're best mates. You know what I mean? There's a little area around you, isn't there? Maybe it's a 20-meter circle that everyone in, and when you're passing through, you say hello. It's a little family, and these little things like that. It's not just about the football, and especially City, because I think we're a bit different like that because we've been up and down all the places. We have little families, and it's like before the game we do stuff, we go in places, and if all that kind of stops, well, the football can stop just as easily because the football's just the cement that holds us together. It would be quite easy for many. I know people who've walked away from it this season because it's been getting to the point where it's too expensive to start with. That's been the main reason. but they feel like they're not getting what they used to get, and we're turning into them down the road that we detest. Somebody put up a comment there about, he's been a season ticket holder since 1970, and he can't get, these odd games he wants to go to. That's him, Andrew. Yeah, he can't get to the games he wants to go to. The tickets don't filter down to these older members, if you like, who have been City fans for years and can't get them.
Why should younger members have their own allocation for away games? Please tell me that.
Yeah, but Anne-Marie, when they get to 25, they've got no points. They're not building any points up, are they, for these cup games and stuff? Because they're getting them anyway. So when you get to 25, they're not going to get a ticket. Yeah.
So where can you see it? Because like we've touched upon, we've touched upon it many times. That hotel's not for us. For the best will in the world, it's not for us. So we already can see the way it's going to be panning out. So
where's City Matters when we need them?
No, they're called City Don't Matters, because that's exactly what
I know, but that's what they're supposed to be there for, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's lip service, Anne-Marie.
I know it's lip service.
I know a couple have been on it and they've come off it because there's no point. It's like a lot of committees are like that, where they set a committee up to keep people, like they look like they're doing something, and at the end of the day, they're coming up with issues saying this, and this, and the club are going away. All right, okay, yeah, we've looked at it, and they go away and do nothing. They're not interested in that thing. We're watching great football, we're watching win stuff and everything, but at the end of the day, when it boils down to it, when it all goes pear-shaped, it's going to be us fans, us four sat here, that are going to be, going watching them in the first division, second division, or whatever might happen. We're the loyal ones. Let's see how loyal these fans are now that are coming watching us, because they won't stick around like we have.
Do you want to know what I can also see? And like we spoke about City, they don't care about us. I've just said I will give me 2 tickets up if I can't get in the same position, in the same area as the people who have been sat next to for God knows how many years. City will make that awkward for not just me, but everybody, because they'll know friends and family and stuff like that. They'll try and mix it up so people go, "Oh, you can have your ticket back," and that's where City will win. But I'm not asking to win, because for me the game is, it's as simple as this. It's changed beyond, pardon the pun, beyond belief, BB. It has changed beyond belief. It's gone. We're not the club we once used to be. It was bound to change when we got successful and stuff like that. Not got a problem with that, with the extra fan base coming on and stuff like that. Not got a problem with that. But when your club itself, you see it starting to change, and not for the best. That's where it does leave me considering me 2 tickets, and they'll be snapped up very, very quickly.
And I'm with you on that, Andy.
Not bothered.
Just looking at Martin's comment there. I've had this issue. I had it at the end of last season with Dad's season ticket, because obviously because of the way he was, he couldn't go to certain games, and so far this season he hasn't been to a game. But I've managed to get someone to use his ticket for every game, and they weren't going to let me renew my dad's season ticket, and I had to go through and explain why he hadn't been, and more or less prove it to them before they'd let me renew his season ticket. Now, he's been a season ticket holder since 1959, so he's definitely seen the good and the bad. But to treat a fan like that is unacceptable.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
It's unforgivable.
That's disgusting.
Would that have happened, say?
That is disgusting.
Would that have happened, say, 5 years ago?
No.
Nope. No, it wouldn't.
Well, I it's like myself. I go away for the summer. I'm away for 6 weeks in the summer, so I always miss the first few games. Now, that's been like that. I've been doing that for the last 20 years. So I have to let family or friends have my ticket, transfer it to them. As you say, I'd lose it as well. But you know,
So
they're not bothered.
So how does it work then? You know, like City, they always send text messages every home game. You know, if you want, do they class that as missing home games?
You've got a limited amount of times you can sell your ticket on the exchange, and I've got 10 in my head for some reason, but it might be less than that. So you can. That's why they do
cup
it.
games and everything, or
no, it just includes league games. So you can sell your ticket on the exchange, and you get the money back within a week of the game, or the equivalent thereof, and that doesn't count because your ticket's still being used.
So it's if your ticket doesn't get punched on the day, if you like.
I tell you what's sad. What that the comment there beyond belief. No chance of getting the little one season tickets when there's loads of tourists willing to pay hundreds each cherry pick game they go to and don't cheer at. You know, something that is sad.
100%.
It's sad. Like my lad Adam is 25 now. You know, you know Adam. We've had season tickets. Adam's had his season ticket since he was, I think he was just two and a half years of age. Yeah, bad dad. I want a bad dad. But you can't see anybody like getting tickets now, even like one-off tickets, unless they pay stupid amounts of money. And I find that really, really sad, because how are you supposed to encourage, your kids, or to go and watch City when?
Well, let's have it right. The reason we go is because our dads took us, or we went with an uncle, or we went with a family friend, or whatever. That's how you get the bug. My dad took me. He was always going to take me, but it was easy to do then, because it was like, I think a season ticket was like 20 quid or something like that. I think it was £1 a game. So it was easy, but now it's so difficult to, apart from the expense involved, it's just the logistics of getting a season ticket with your son, daughter, granddaughter, grandson, whatever. It's so difficult to get one next to each other now. And it makes me wonder whether they're doing that on purpose. Are they doing that so that it breaks it up, so that they can sell your seat to the highest bidder? So,
like DC's put there, right? I'm an 4-0 City women.
And it was a great goal.
Yeah. DC says, I'm an overseas fan who has been attending a couple of games a season for some years. If it's any consolation, it's getting harder for me to get tickets to. Now, I just want to be clear on what I mean about overseas. I've not got a problem with overseas fans, but it's getting harder. And so the price of your ticket, we appreciate that people are City fans and, and they want to come over and watch City, but the prices you're having to pay for that as well. Why are you having to pay hundreds of pounds to go and watch City when that ticket to a season ticket holder is costing us what it works out about, say, 40 quid a game? Why is City selling it to an overseas fan for hundreds and hundreds of pounds? I get why they're doing it, but it's the same ticket for the same seat.
The last match
DC, can you answer? Sorry, mate. Can you just answer this for us, DC? How do you go about getting your ticket?
Yeah,
if you can, I'll leave that with you. But it's
on that point, Riz, like, if you're, say, I'm a member of the local branch here, the Man City branch, and they get a certain amount of tickets.
Yeah.
And then the club sends the chairman of the club, tells them, like, no, how many tickets you want for this game or whatever. And then there'll be a closing date, and whoever who puts her name in gets a ticket or whatever. But the last time I went on my own was before COVID, and it was 127 quid for the ticket.
And that was what, 3 years ago. So plus, that now would
plus hotel, plus flights, plus getting to the airport, getting back from the airport.
Yeah, but for the greatest respect, that's your problem with the flights and stuff like that. It's the actual ticket where City are having pants down. I don't mean just for the fans like us, season ticket holders, but or the overseas fans. But you're getting so Joe Bloggs, who's a City fan, he's been a City fan for 40 years. He wants to go and watch a match. He's been a member for God knows how long. However, he lives opposite the Etihad, for instance. City will charge him £300. Say, I'll use a fictitious figure because I bet I'm not far off. City will charge him £300 to go and watch a match from my seat, who they reimburse me 40 quid for. Why is that fair? Why is that fair on Joe Blogs? Because his skin, he's not got a job, but somebody goes, I'll treat you to a match because you've been through a rough time, la di da di da. But he still can't go because City are going to have his pants down by charging an astronomical fee to go and watch him. It's wrong. It really is wrong.
I'm just looking now at that comment of Jack Lee saying about the tickets got the 18 to 25 to get the away end bouncing. I'm 54, mate. I'll get the away end bouncing. If I could get tickets to away matches, I love away matches. Trust me, all them people in Block 111, the ones who get it bouncing, aren't in the 18 to 25 group. We don't need, a lot of these 18 to 25s, you sort of see them bouncing, but it's because they're on marching powder and different substances. You don't need to be 18 to 25 to get it bouncing, and I see that as a bit of an insult, really.
I think to be fair to Jack, I don't think Jack's a young fan either. I think he's just trying to give an example of why the ticket office want these people in, not his. Well, Jack will tell us. I don't think that's Jack's opinion. I think that's what he thinks.
I've been going away matches with City for many, many years. And we manage, you've got a good mix of 18 to 25-year-olds in there anyway. But you've also got a mix in there with older people who know the score and know the crack, and that's what gets it going, is the fact that you've got people who know. And when you're in the bars beforehand, you're telling stories and you're chatting away, and if all you're going to talk, if you've only got 18 to 25-year-olds in there, then all we're going to talk about is PlayStation Pro and plastic FIFA computer football, aren't we? Because that's their bag.
Do you know something? And I was going to touch on this, what BB's just put yesterday at halftime giveaway.
5-0 City women.
Come on, ladies.
Yeah, halftime giveaway was holidays for the 20-year-old City fans, not the ones who've been going for 50+ years. I was a bit kerfuddled with halftime yesterday, Anne-Marie.
Well, it was look, you've got somebody winning a trip to Abu Dhabi who also won a signed shirt before the game. It's an absolute farce.
What was the reason for being there? What were they there for?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was they got treated for the birthday, but to go and watch City.
Because I try not to watch the halftime entertainment since Mike left it.
Since friend of the show Mike McLean no longer.
Yeah,
works.
Since Mike McLean went, I can't watch it because I think they wind up wing band and filling full of Duracell bunnies and sweets, and it's just too excitable.
Using my line
It's true though, isn't it?
Yeah. I do like.
I just can't. I can't entertain what goes on at halftime entertainment. As I say yesterday, I don't know what that was all about. I couldn't understand it through a lot of screeching it was going on, but there seems to be two groups of kids that one team won something and another team didn't, and I don't know what they were there for. I don't know what they've been picked out for. I don't know.
Yeah, so Jack's put there, and again, it's what I thought Jack meant. 18 to 21 prices are 10 quid less than normal ones. Very soon, it'll be more expensive for me to go to games. How is that fair? Hoping my wages go up in that time to balance it out. Spot on, mate. Absolutely, spot on.
But then, in agreement with Jack, I'm 49, nearly 50. And I'm hoping my wages go up enough for me to be able to keep going to watch City. So it's
we're all in the same boat.
Exactly.
And Marie,
your age.
is your age plus VAT, Riz said?
Oh, she won't pay tax on that, Marie.
No, you wouldn't
If
pay
you start,
tax on them.
Anne-Marie, if you start charging for your half-time gig, you'll be able to afford it. if you can do 5 and 15 minutes at a tenner a head, that's 50 quid.
Beyond Beliefs put season ticket holders aren't able to pass their supporter number on to a family member to go in their place using their points. The club won't allow that. So who do they want in the seat instead?
Beyond Belief, message me.
Oh, hello. Oh, she Beyond Belief, she'll start sending pictures to you. Don't do it, mate. We've all fell for it.
We've all fell for that one.
Beyond Belief, just message me.
That's how she gets you. That's how she gets you. That next thing you know.
But it is a crying shame that City have become everything we've hated with the likes of the rags and stuff like that. You know.
Well, Jack Lee's got it. That's what I said earlier. Once they get to 25, they're on their own. They're in the shit. So it's great at the moment for 18 to 25s because they're getting tickets left, right, and centre. We'll get to 25 years of age, you're in the pit with everybody else.
Absolutely.
It's all short term, isn't it? It's all short term.
But no, they'll have built up a load of loyalty points from going to the away games they've been able to go to. The kind of game that I can't get a ticket to.
And
do you get points for away games?
Well, I think you do.
See what Andrew's put
there's
there.
one they stopped, wasn't there?
What Andrew's put there, it's just sad, isn't it? It's, I'd love to take my eldest granddaughter to a game, but how can I when it's so difficult for me to get a ticket when I've been to must be 500 plus games in my 53 years of watching City. I just find that really, and that's the way City are pushing us now.
I wanted to take my grandkids. So I planned on taking them to, just not one of the bigger games, one of the smaller games that I could get a ticket to, maybe a midweek one or something like that. And I just couldn't get it. I'd need 5 or 6 tickets, because I'd have to take my wife would have to come with me to look after, because there'd be 3 or 4 grandkids. I can't do it. So I said to him, so what I'll do is he said, well, go and watch the ladies play. He said, because you better do it there, which is great. I want to see Ireland, Grandad. I want to see Kevin De Bruyne.
6-0 to City.
You know what I mean? It's like, what do we do now to get our kids and grandkids interested in the football? We can't take them to the matches.
Riz, DC's replied to your comment.
All right, yeah.
I normally buy them online this year. None were available for the dates I'm in Manchester, but I was told there are tickets available in hospitality, of course. And that's what we're trying to say, DC. We're not having to go at overseas fans in any way, shape, or form. We're just saying the way City are actually going about things now.
When I say overseas fans now, it's the more when you go to European matches, they have a neutral zone where anyone can buy a ticket and go in there. What I'm looking at now is these overseas fans. They're not. You've got DC there, who's a genuine City fan. That guy who was stood in the ground yesterday in front, 2 rows in front of me, he wasn't Liverpool and he wasn't City. He got a ticket for the game. He wanted to watch. He was in the country in Manchester and wanted to watch a game. So they're not even Liverpool fans in the wrong end. They're not even City fans. They're neutral fans who want to watch Premier League football. They're soulless because they don't sing for either team or anything. They just turn up and video it. They watch the game through a video. They're not even, the football fans. They're not fans of the clubs. And they're the ones I can't stand because they bring nothing to the table apart from money for the club.
So, Sub 2, I wish you was in charge of City, mate, because that's how it should be. In any other country, people look after, I'm not going to say elderly, they look after loyal. They look after people, they look after loyalty. don't they look after loyalty, and so, that is exactly how it should be. So yeah, because it'll be going on audio in a bit. Sub 2's put, why doesn't the club have some special perks for 20+ year members? I can't guarantee tickets, cheaper seats, better seating, etc., etc. Then maybe the match day fan won't sit on their high horses. It
was going so well until he said that at the end.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, why was sat on our high horses?
No, it's because we see it. But I totally agree with the club should do something, because, like I said about Joe Bloggs, who's been a City fan for blah 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 blah, they now did not even a consideration to the club.
But the thing is, if it wasn't for us sitting our high horses, nothing would get done, would it?
And that's it. And that comes back to City doesn't matter. City matters, doesn't it? All that there for is a box ticking exercise. You know, I listen. I could have every one of City matters on now, and I'd tell them exactly the same. You know, is it so they can put on in the CV, I'm a member for City Matters? They may as well just put on it, I do absolutely jack shit. I'm just sponging off the club for prestige, you know, so people think that I'm important. Well, you're not important. I'd have more respect for people in them positions if they actually fight for people and have a say. But City wouldn't have anybody like us on their panel because we challenge.
Too vocal.
Yeah.
Jack's spoken.
Yeah, Jack's sorry, Paddy. Jack's put, I'm sure you have been going, lad, but we need to get more and more in there as well. We need a fine balance. I don't want it being FIFA gen versus black and white TV gen. And
gen in Anne-Marie's case.
But Jack's right there, because, and that's us older generation. And it's like what I think it was what Andrew said. I think it was Andrew. Forgive me if it's not. Said earlier, he can't take his grandkids or his kids because can't get tickets, and that's it now. So it's never going to work like that anymore.
How big is the extension they're putting on, Andy?
Eh?
They're extending the ground. How many seats has been added to the ground?
Is it about 7,000 or something like that?
7,000. It's going to take it to over 60,000.
They'll be for people stopping in the hotel.
On a side note as well, considering all we've been done tonight has been spammed by Liverpool fans. That's why you're always the victims. You're coming on here trying to get a reaction. That's what we mean by victims.
I know, it's embarrassing. I'll go into work tomorrow with loads of bad reviews on Google and for my business. I know for a fact it will. Because they can't. They're odds. They're routing through your Facebook and your everything, you know, to look for stuff you've put and then put it out there so you get a pile on. It's embarrassing. It's just crack on.
Jack, apologies. For some reason, it must be because you come across really well, Jack. I actually thought you was an older fan, mate. I really did. You come across really well, my friend. Is that a good save? Because I did actually think Jack was. I did actually.
Yeah, it's a bit kiss ass that, Andy.
Shut up, you old governor.
Look at him brown nose into the younger audience.
Yeah.
I
bet he'll send him a mug or something now, won't he? He'll send him a mug on.
And then he'll claim on our WhatsApp group later that he's down with the kids.
Yeah. What's that?
For anybody listening on the audio as well, Pardawok says, Anne-Marie, you're talking rubbish again. Ian says no loyalty points for away games. Yeah, they abolished that a while ago, about 4 seasons ago, I think.
I thought they had. So the 18 to 25-year-olds getting these away tickets all the time isn't getting them anything else. They're not going to build any points up. Because
points used to make prizes. Not anymore, they don't. 6 to City women. So yeah, is it where's it going to end? Is it going to end with City pushing us out? I can't believe we're chatting about this after the Liverpool game, but as always, we just talk about the topics what come up.
I'll tell you something,
I think
I've learned loads tonight. I didn't understand. I didn't realize the ticket situation was that bad. I'm actually disgusted with Anne-Marie said because her dad was sick and couldn't use the season ticket, and they're going to take it off him. That's Jesus Christ already. Like that's just.
It is.
I know it's not the club. Huh?
They sent out an email, and obviously Dad doesn't get them. I get them, but they wrote to him as well, telling him that.
See, and again, Jack, I'm going to start smacking phones out of people's hands next game. Sick of day trippers recording the game. That's it. They mustn't have matches.
On, Jack. Jack, me and you, mate. We'll go round. We'll be the mobile phone police.
The young
and
and old.
Be a half scarf, strangle them.
The young and old.
Exactly, yeah.
The young
we could team up. Yeah. We'll team up, mate. We'll go do it.
Name anywhere near your person. Why would you put a half and half scarf around your neck with the opposing team that you're playing? That's nonsensical to me.
Yeah, beyond belief, but the Tories pay that much more for the big name games. They don't cheer. They sit expectantly watching to be entertained and then complain about the atmosphere when they get home. And sadly, I said earlier, we've become everything we hated about United. I don't mean as fans.
It's only going to get worse.
Not as fans as the club.
No, some fans have them. Some fans, you watch him, and again, it's the overseas neutral, shall we put it? Because it's not the genuine overseas football fan. We need to find a new name for him because the fanboy, the overseas fanboy that Anne-Marie, you'll know when Mahrez was at City.
Oh yeah.
Since Mahrez has left City, the fanboys have dropped by about 5%.
Well, they kind of have, but what you've noticed is we've got a lot more Norwegians in the ground as well.
Exactly.
Riz, I think you make an absolutely spot on point, mate, there. When you say, I think we've got to differentiate between when we go overseas fans, because you've got people like DC, to name what one, who have been who've been fans for years and years and years. It's unfair to tar them with the same brush as the fanboy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's I've took that on board because it's something I think City fans.
We're all guilty of it.
Yeah,
we're all guilty of saying the overseas fan, and I specifically don't. I say it, but I know what I mean, but I don't convey it very well. I just say overseas fan, but what the ones I mean are the ones with SZN after the names, and you see them on Twitter all the time, and. Then we're in the ground yesterday. He was an overseas fan with an half and half on, but he had the bags. He'd been to the shop. He'd spent 500 quid. They're the ones that I don't want anywhere near me club.
I've learnt something tonight, mate, and I'm not taking the piss there as well. I'm going to take that on board because it is unfair just to say the overseas fan, innit?
Well, I'm going to be one. In a couple of years when I move to Bulgaria, I'm going to be an overseas fan. So I'm going to be in the same boat when I come over to what matches and stuff. I'll be overseas fan. So I'm going to be one of them. But I'll keep the season ticket on.
I'll come over and see you, mate.
Brilliant. You can all come. We'll have a road trip.
I was expecting you saying, don't threaten me. Mark's put, good evening, Mark. The club needs to look after the hardcore fans, those who stuck with the club through the club in the dark time. Yeah, as well as, things what we've just spoke about now, because I'm sure
it's a balance.
Yeah.
You've got to get that balance of your generational fans, us legacy fans, sorry, and your younger fans. But we naturally used to do that because I was a young fan and my dad was a legacy fan. So that's how it works. It naturally did it. You took your dad or your granddad or your uncle or whatever took you to the matches, and that's how you became a fan. You didn't need to force the issue. It was naturally done, natural progression. That's how it used to be. But now they're trying to force things through when it doesn't need it.
Martin's put, Jack looks 40 though. Not very nice, is it?
Hey, don't be picking on my mate Jack, you.
Everybody knows Jack's only 20.
Do you know the sort of level this problem out is if City don't win anything for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
All that crack about tickets and points and all that BS. That'll all quickly disappear when nobody's coming to the ground and their big hotel is lying empty.
Yeah. Spot on, because you'll get rid of all the day trippers and all the rest of the stuff. They'll all go, and then you'll be back to the legacy fans, the loyal fans that'll be around forever.
Yeah, thank you, Martin, for his super chat there. Thank you very much, my friend.
I'm actually disgusted with club coming away off this podcast tonight. I'm actually thinking, look, club change when you get success and you move on and stuff like that. But to say I'm disappointed is an understatement.
It's pissed you off, that Paddy, hasn't it?
Right.
Yeah, it is actually, Andy. All joking aside, yeah, I am.
I can imagine, Anne-Marie, that your dad's not the only one either. I reckon if you put it out there'll be a lot more stories like that.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. And in fairness to the club, I rang them up, explained the situation, all sorted. And they did kind of say, obviously you can sell the ticket, you can do this, that, and the other. And I said, I know that, I appreciate that. I said, but sometimes I don't know till the last minute whether he's going to go or not. I said, it's one of those things. I said, I hold my hands up, but they sorted it out, no problem. But it's disappointing to think that after having a season ticket for so long, for that to be said to him.
Yeah, this is what happens when systems are automated and you lose that personal touch.
Yeah.
If you have people, before you had the ticket office and you renewed a season ticket, literally somebody had to go through like a filing system with all your details on before it was computerized, and people knew you. They'd know, with computers you could still do it, because if with algorithms and stuff, they'd be able to see that, for argument's sake, they'd see my habits. They'd see that midweek games he struggles. Oh no, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see that. It's like Marie's in the toilet. But they don't want to. They should be able to see my habits. You should be able to see that I miss the first few games in September because I'm away. Yeah. They should see that because I run my own business. I struggle midweek games. They should see that, and they should see the pattern. Now, if you've got what they're trying to stop is they're trying to stop people who buy a season ticket and never go and go to the United game, the Liverpool game, the Chelsea, and maybe the Arsenal Spurs game or whatever. They're trying to stop them people that buy tickets and don't bother going. I get that. I understand that. And it's great to have a bum on a seat as opposed to an empty stadium. But what they should be doing is letting these tickets that get sold back to the club, they seem to be instantly going on to your DC fans, if you like, rather than, John, I think he was called, who wanted to take his son and couldn't get tickets. They should be going to them first and then to, the tourists. But they're not doing, are they? And that's where my problem is.
With what DC's saying there, and something, I know you've probably said it tongue in cheek, DC, but it has been said that, especially since all the charges was aimed at us, about the fans, which how many would stick around if we did get relegated and stuff like that, so personally I wouldn't be bothered.
I'd love it.
So anyway, listen, I think we've spoke that one today, but I think we'll do another show on that and I'll try and get somebody on to give their side of it, if I can, if they're allowed to. But I think it's if
they're from the club, mate. If they're from the club, they won't be allowed to.
No,
they won't. They won't do it. They're not going to do it. You're not going to be able to get them. You might get them at a supporters club in 30 years' time, but you ain't going to get anybody to come on here and honestly say what the criteria is.
Well, I'll try and get anonymous comments.
Yeah, we could always black the screen out. I mean, you could always sort of, just
don't put the camera on and just distort the voice
like yours.
Yeah, you could just do that now. Well, oh, hang on, he's giving my identity away.
Right, listen, guys.
You have to sit to the side like that, though, when you do it like that. If you sit like that,
that's your
that's better, isn't it?
You look better, mate. You look better.
When I worked in the ticket office, I used to really struggle. I used to see all these people come in, and then it's like, oh no.
Oh, brilliant! Listen, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. I've actually really enjoyed it, and it's a subject what's pretty much hot topic at the minute, isn't it? You know, with what's going on and stuff like that. Listen, as always, thank you everybody in the chat. You know, it's been really busy. I appreciate all the comments and stuff like that. You know, that's what we do it for.
The chat's been great tonight, hasn't it? We've had some proper good
always is
stuff
great
going on in the chat, haven't we? Oh no, I know, but I'm just saying, I've not been on for a bit, haven't I? This is like my second week on in a few weeks, and the chat's been really good.
It got better when you went AWOL.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that, mate. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
But no, I've just got to get used to it and reading the autocue.
Alex comment. Yeah, definitely sincere sympathies to Terry Venables and his family.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
It was way ahead
of his time. Won it.
Yeah,
well, just listening to Dad today, not only was he a good manager, he was a fantastic player as well, according to Dad.
And personally, I used to love listening to him on TV and stuff like that.
So, you know, it's a big loss.
There's not many Cockneys that I like, but I actually like listening to him. And you know, he came across as a bit of a geezer, shall we say? But one of the best England managers that we had, I think.
Yeah.
I wish he was around now. When instead of this waistcoated numpty.
Absolutely. Right. So anyway, thanks, guys. Listen, Martin is doing a show, I think about 8:30 over on the Mancunian Way. If you don't know where he lives, I don't mean personally his house and stuff like that. Just search him on, unless he links it there at the bottom now. Most of you know who Martin is anyway. Get over to the Mancunian Way. I'm not sure what they're talking about tonight, to be honest. But thank you as always, and thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we will do it again next week. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.